Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Backroom Crew podcast. I'm DV, as you know. This will be the segment of our podcast where we ask you, what's the deal? And we're going to ask, our panel or the people that are here throwing the freight with us, what's the deal? And for this week, what's the deal? What's the deal with sexy cosplays?
Oh boy, here we go.
Sorry we sound like old men, pervy men or whatnot like that. But oh boy, going through my Facebook feed or whatnot like that, I'm subscribed to cosplay groups or whatnot. They're PG cosplay groups, so don't worry about it. But a lot of them, one of the pictures that came up, it was a picture of two African American girls dressed as not Autobots, but Transformers in general. They're dressed as Transformers, but the way that they made them look, they didn't have any skin showing, but they had figures, they had hips, and they had on tights.
They were wearing the what do you call those things? Like the bodysuits.
Yeah, they were wearing bodysuits. But, they had, like, the blocks for the, transformer part of their body over their body parts, like legs, arms, shins, everything like that. And, someone was like, why are they trying to sexualize, Transformers or whatnot? And then other people were defending them, saying they're not sexualizing them. They're just making them their own way. But there are cosplayers that do like to sexualize certain characters or sexualize, certain things, like, for instance, Pokemon.
Oh, yes.
You see a lot of girls that bring Pokemon. Like, for instance, Jessica Negri, when she did a sexy Sylveon, she was pretty much in lingerie.
Oh, boy.
So, it was basically like, okay, what's the deal with sexy cosplay? I mean, is it just the artist's interpretation of the cosplay, like they're trying to put a different spin on it, or is it something that they're just trying to do to get like, grabs for attention and everything like that? Don't get me wrong. I do know there are cosplayers that do that. But there's actually legit cosplayers that do, put a alternative spin on things. Like, you'll see cosplayers that they may show cleavage or whatnot. Like, in the same regard, Jessica Negri's Deathwing and her I think she did Deathwing, and I think she also did the Frost. What's the guy that holds Frostmore?
Arthas.
Yeah,
Arthas, I think the Lich King.
I think she did either Lich King or Arthur.
I know his name's Arthas. Douchebag. Anyway.
But I think she did that as well. But her Deathwing was awesome. I mean, she had cleavage. Yeah, she had cleavage showing, but it was very well detailed. Mm-hmm. Like, you could see that she took time to do it or whatnot. And the only flare that she did, like, change or whatnot was just the breasts sticking up.
DB taking time to appreciate that detail, man.
Yeah. Hey, man.
I can't be mad at him, man.
I'm an ass man, but, I can appreciate a good set of breasts.
You sound like you're so inexperienced with that.
But, Wesley, what do you think? What's the deal with sexy cosplay?
Well, let's get the sledgehammer started laying down some tracks. All right. No, I honestly don't have a negative opinion about it outside of, just staying true to the character that you're portraying. And people like to think that women in cosplay only represent a feel for sex.
Yeah.
And that's guys.
Oh, yeah,
And, you have a few of the females that, are more partial to the feminine persuasion that would feel the same way. But, it's kind of hard to say that women sexualize cosplay in the sense that it ruins it for the people. Like, you would have to really be on one to say that, like, sexualization of cosplays would take you away from the series as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if you're going to do the thing, do it. And do it good. I mean, you can't do it. You can't sit here and say, yeah, I'm going to be a sexy Pokemon. And then you come out of the house looking like, well, let's just say not sexy.
Yeah.
Or vice versa. You can't walk around in a convention with just some panties on talking about, hey, I'm naked mon or whatever.
What?
Get a weird Digimon glitch because you went to a porn site while you were downloading a Digimon form or something.
Just to bring it back just from the abyss there a little bit, sexy Jutsu Naruto.
Even so, I mean,
like that's a.
Yo, that would be legit if you got a group of girls.
No, but see, I hate this conversation so much.
Why? It's good. We need to let these things go.
No. Women should be free to wear what they want, but you have to realize at the end of the day, dudes are dangerous. Even some ladies are dangerous. And while you are free to walk around and wear whatever you want, just be aware that kind of paints a bullseye on your back.
Also,
it's not saying that you deserve this. It's not saying that you earned it. I'm just saying that
you have to respect and understand the fact that if you are a sexy cosplayer, you have to understand that that defining term, sexy, is meant to appeal to a person's perception of you in a certain light. You can't walk around and expect someone to act as though you were wearing a nun outfit.
Right.
You have to respect the fact that you're wearing nothing but a bra and a short skirt and you have bunny ears on. That's hot. They make anime sexualized for a reason. It's to get guys and gals, whoever wants to be interested in the thing, to start boning.
But you have to remember also, cosplay is not consent.
And that's
cosplay
not what I'm saying.
is not consent, but that's what I was saying when I said dudes are
dangerous.
Innately dangerous.
Oh, yes. But see, no, that's not what I was saying. I'm not saying that cosplay is consent. What I'm saying is you have to respect the fact that you are dressed the way that you are. You can't say that you're a sexy cosplayer, walk around your male friends and expect them not to look at you.
Right.
You can't say that. That's not saying that they're free to go and touch on you or grab you a certain way or whatever. No, that's just saying you have to understand and actually understand, not just say that you get it. You have to understand that you're dealing with people who are attracted to their opposite sex.
Well, okay, let's not go into the whole, cosplay is consent thing, and because that also brings up the whole thing, like, women, that could bring up, talks about rape culture and everything like that, and that's a whole nother...
What is rape culture?
It's the talk about basically women. When women wear certain things, it makes them more vulnerable to rape or whatever. It's a big debate going on about that, but let's not get into that because that's a whole nother bag of worms.
Seriously, if you're walking around and you're wearing nothing but an armor bikini, and you're just walking around, and then you get separated from your group of friends, and you're just having fun, and then, at cons, people sometimes like to drink drinks that they shouldn't be drinking at cons, and then you wake up, and your clothes are scattered all over the room, and you don't know what's going on.
Well, no.
No, but that's the whole thing, is like, it's just a nasty chain of events, and it's so hard, because it's like, no, you should be free to walk around and look nice as much as you want.
Right.
But people are dangerous. Like, that's the basic problem. Like, people, it's hard to articulate without blaming one side or another. And I've already done that by saying dudes are dangerous. It's not just dudes. Women can just be just as culpable, if not more so.
But, like I said, let's not... That's a whole nother can of worms.
And that's the reason why I don't want to do sexy cosplay, because it kind of ties into everything.
It does.
But that's a whole nother can of worms. But I'm just saying... No, but what I'm saying is that what I'm trying to go for as far as the sexy cosplay, I'm trying to figure out, like, my opinions of it, is it something that's actually creative, or is it just lazy? Wow. Is it creative or is it lazy?
Okay, now
you know?
you've already given a good example of it being creative.
Yes.
With Jessica.
Yes.
And yes, if you take the time out for any form of cosplay, it's going to come out good, or rather, it can be good if you again just put the work in. But if you're talking about somebody that just, God, what was her name? Yuki from Gurren Lagann.
Oh, Yoko.
Oh, Yoko. That's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
If you're talking to somebody just getting the bra set and they have some short shorts or whatever, and they just rock it like that. Forget the wig, maybe, or something like that. No.
That would be lazy.
If you're talking about somebody cosplaying as the naked police on Kill la Kill, still, that's not a.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
That's not a good cosplay.
But see, I would think
even so, I've still seen people try to pull it off.
Yeah, there's been people that try to pull off those cosplays.
And it may be respected in certain lights, but if you're talking about for a gala event, or you're talking about somebody going on stage and presenting it, no.
It's like, for instance, one of the most popular cosplays, and I think it's still one of the most popular cosplays of all time, Riku from Final Fantasy X-2. That's one of the most popular cosplays. I think I saw so many people cosplay as that. Like, over the years, you'll always see it. You'll probably see a couple of them to this day cosplaying Riku. Because it's a character that I think when you're in the summer months or whatever, it's pretty much, it's a bathing suit top, skirt, the boots or whatnot like that. And you'll see some of them that it looked like they put a lot of effort into it. Like they actually did the tailoring themselves. They made the boots up themselves and everything like that. They even have the daggers that she has as a thief. They have those made and everything. And then you'll see some of them, which is pretty much made from a cosplay shop, and they just have the boot covers. And it's like, don't get me wrong, I've also done cosplay with boot covers and stuff before, but I've realized that no, I wasn't going that full Monty that I could go. I could actually make the boots of cosplays if I wanted to. And I've done it before. I've done boot covers before. But I guess that cosplay in general, I wouldn't consider it a sexy cosplay because that's exactly how the character dresses. That's how the character dresses.
Okay.
And, during the time, you'll see people dressed, cosplayed as this character that some of them are of age, some of them are underage. Yep. And I'm sure their parents, most of the time, at least nowadays, they become fully aware of their children dressing in these costumes. So I don't think costumes like that are necessarily considered sexy cosplays, but it's the interpretation of the person looking at them, seeing them as sexy.
And that, now you say person, you're talking about society as a whole then.
Well, yeah, it's like them seeing them as sexy. But as far as creative value or whatnot, I like the creativeness that people like put spins on that or whatnot, because they can make those items themselves. That's what I like about cosplay a lot, is when people make them themselves, make stuff themselves. It's like going back to the two girls that we talked to in the beginning. They have hips, they have form or whatnot like that. They have, because they were black girls, they had shapes to them. They weren't trying to make those cosplays sexy. It's just their body.
It's awesome.
Yeah, their body is awesome. It's a wonderland.
It's on fleek.
On fleek.
Stop. Hit the dab on them.
But basically, because their bodies were like that, people just assumed that they were sexy cosplays, but they weren't. It's like they weren't trying to sexualize the character for real. I'm guessing to the best of their ability to what they could do as cosplayers, probably starting off or whatever like that, or don't know their exact story because it's just a picture and everything. But that's probably what they envision of what the cosplay to be to them. Now, I've seen people that cosplay like robot warriors before. It's like the dude that is at AMA and NecoCon around here. He cosplays the Zeo Megazord, and he's wearing like full duct tape boxes all around him or whatnot, and in full armor or whatever, covering his body up. And I think that's cool. But is it wrong to say that those girls just having certain areas covered with the, the Autobot or Decepticon they were cosplaying, is it any less of their creative might, or is it just less of their actual, I guess, talent and ability to put around that? Maybe they wanted to put like a spin to it, because you see sometimes people, I forgot what the correct phrase is called, but with Pokemon, Mecha Girls. That's the exact phrase I'm looking for. Mecha Girls, it was something that came out a while ago when Gundam was like at its peak, and you would see girls stylized looking like Mecha, looking like Gundams or whatnot. Like, you have G Gundam or Gundam Wing or whatnot like that. So you would have them stylized like that, and maybe that's what those girls with the Transformer cosplays were trying to do. I think that's creative because it shows them in a kind of humanistic but still robotic form or whatnot. It's like, almost Can Coley type. The Ship Girls anime. Yeah. It's almost like Can Coley, which even though Can Coley is just a WTF.
You were spaced out there for a second, you okay?
Yeah. Can Coley is... Kantai Collection is just a WTF in general. But you got it, and I don't know. I guess it actually... It works for that, like... Yeah, Japan is probably sexualizing battleships because it's Japan, and that's what they do. But
yes,
but as far as like the people that cosplay as them, I don't think their intended purpose is to sexualize them all the time. I think they're just, hey, this is what the character wears. This is what it's like. I mean, in all regards, they could wear a normal quote unquote clothes or a less desexualized version of the character,
but that wouldn't be fun.
Yeah, I mean, heck, you get people that cosplay, like they do crossplay. Mm-hmm. Like people do crossplay, and they will make them. They'll probably dress up just as as the character intended. Like you'll have guys dressed in full blown like girls in animes. If they're wearing something skimpy, they'll wear it too.
Yeah, and
it's just like, would that be considered sexualizing it? Like sexy cosplay?
But see, again, this is coming from the perspective of men.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We know what sex is to us.
Right.
Some of us have even explored our sexual tendencies a lot further than pornography and pornographic images.
Right.
Maybe some. Yeah. No? Okay. But from a woman's standpoint, it's the same thing. I would honestly say that it would be the same thing, even if it's just meant for laughs. Mm-hmm. If you see your chiseled guy, it's the same thing coming down with if somebody was cosplaying as Captain America with his tattered uniform on. It's just him, a stripe of his uniform, and then he's got like cut pants, but he's like cut diesel. You can see his seemingly obvious bulge it protruding from his lower extremity.
Obvious bulge.
It would be thudding with every pulse of his heartbeat. Sorry for going a little more erotica on you guys, but
yeah, you're a little bit too descriptive there.
It's the same thing. It legit is the same thing. Because women gawk over guys like that all the time.
All you have to do is go to a men's strip club on ladies' night and see
the only reason why it is not the same is because a lot of the men that go to anime conventions do not have the physical appearance to pull off such a feat.
Ditto for girls.
Same for females, but at the same time, if it's... I'm not going to say that on the podcast. I'm sorry.
If a dude's feeling random, the standards will lower.
I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything. But if it's there, it's there. And if it looks appealing to the person that is viewing it, they're going to say, yo, this is sex. This is sexy. My human brain is perceiving this as potential mating material. I'm like, just flat. This is like basic human interaction here. Going back to the cave drawings and all that other stuff. We need to survive. It's in our species to seek out potential mates. And when we put our females and our males in these categories and we see them for what they're representing, it makes us feel a little funny in our pants. And is that wrong? Are we going to condemn sex and over-sexualization and just basic sexualizations of cosplays because it makes us feel like this person is someone I want to potentially bone? I don't see a problem with that unless they're underage. If they're underage and the parent explicitly says that they can come out of the house dressed like that at a convention with guys who haven't seen an actual pair of developing
actual pair of anything ever,
then yeah, you're going to run into those problems where people are going to have these conversations. But the only reason that the frustration exists is because they know that the dangers are present whenever you're presenting something like that. It's like if a person is upset about over-sexualizations of their comic book or anime series or whatever, I legit feel like somewhere in their heart they're concerned at the fact that this person is, going to ruin their series, because how can you effectively say that my series is a good series if it's leading to the downfall of, social interactions? I can't bring this out without somebody saying something about it. Did you realize that?
Well, remember, our cultural base has something to do with it too, because this, like a lot of anime conventions, are a celebration of Japanese culture, and the Japanese as a whole are less uptight. Really, dude? Japanese people as a whole are way less inhibited about sexual interactions than Americans are.
Yeah. And that's because they, outside of the whole them needing to get their people to start doing stuff so that they can keep their...
It's not financially viable.
It's not financially viable, but at the same time, it's a necessity.
Well, then the standard of living should drop, or people should get a raise.
Or they can move away from civilization and do as they please.
That doesn't exist anymore, right?
That exists still. You can still run off in the woods and do something. You're going to probably run into some opposition from the people that own the land, but you can still do it. People go up to Alaska and have their little communities all the time. Or if you want to go to the, butt end of wherever, it's all right. You can do it. But that aside, though, it's like, I feel like that's where some of the main concern comes from, is the fact that people like their series, but they don't want to see it harmed because someone is, about to ruin it for everybody by, saying that, well, if they're going to do this with this series, then we might as well just cancel it or whatever. You get what I mean? It'll become more of a taboo to watch your favorite show if someone is offended by it because they saw someone else dressing up, in some pseudo pornographic image.
Well, I mean, if you saw a bunch of 16-year-old girls walking around like they're the cast from Keijo. Again, that's the kind of scenario. It's like, you probably shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great that you want to. I'm not going to disagree with that.
Oh, come on,
probably
guys. Wow.
Well, Keijo is trash, so, you know.
Okay.
Who would want to cosplay that?
But you know exactly what I'm going for when I say
Yeah,
that. I use Keijo for a very good, big, explicit reason.
But the thing is, I think a show like Keijo, something like that, that's something that more Japanese cosplayers will cosplay. You know, like American cosplayers.
It's like that,
I don't. Huh?
It's like that. Huh?
No, I'm just saying because you see more risque cosplays over in Japan.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm still waiting for that Boku no Pico cosplay session.
Oh. Yeah.
No.
Okay.
And we're talking about sexualizations of anime.
Yeah.
God.
Okay. But
oh man.
I think the major thing that we have to remember, you know, going past the cosplay, I guess cosplay is consent thing, and the whole, you know, debate of the rape culture and all that. Going past that, keeping it creative to a point to where the cosplay is still recognizable. If you're going to put a spin on it, if it's a character that's already like kind of sexy, then it's not that much you can do to it. If you want to cosplay the character in general, like directly, you just cosplay the character directly. Everybody knows that it's, you know, that's the character or whatnot. But putting a sexy spin on a character, on something or whatever, then it's kind of like, I don't think it's necessarily called sexy. I'm not sure if it should be called sexy cosplay or just creative cosplay.
You would think that the line would be blurred there.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think it just rests on like if you're deliberately trying to make it something like that. Again, we talked about the terrible cosplays that people do just to get attention. And we talked about the ones that people actually put the time and effort into. And that's the thing. Did you put effort into this cosplay? Yes. Then 9 times out of 10, it shouldn't be considered just sexy cosplay. This should be considered something creative and something fresh. Something that you brought to the table that looks amazing, and something that you shouldn't have everyone bash you over the head for just because you have a particular figure. Women are inherently appealing to males.
Yeah.
So, with that said, if you can accept that as a woman, if you can accept the fact that you are attractive and that you are going to turn some heads when you walk around in this thing, but you spent the time and the effort to put this on to make this work for you, and you love it, and the people that you're with love it, and you're getting all of this applause and praise for it, fine. You did a really good job. If you were just drunk and you watch a bunch of Sailor Moon and you were like, man, I can go out here with just a stripe of ribbon and do my hair and some ponytails and say, screw the bra, let's make this thing happen.
It's kind of like
it's not gonna come across.
It's kind of like what is it? You know, everybody, they make the joke about Halloween costumes. It's like, oh look, I'm a witch. Now I'm a slutty witch, or you know, look, I'm a fairy. Now I'm a slutty fairy. It's like, oh, and who are you supposed to be? Oh, I'm a Gandalf, but I'm a slutty Gandalf.
Got a beard.
Because remember, at the end of the day, ladies want it too, and if they want it and they dress like, you know, they're looking for something, and that's the whole like dichotomy there. Is that ladies? God, I hate this conversation.
But you gotta be careful with that too.
No, because that's the whole dichotomy. Is that ladies want to find somebody they can have fun with. Sometimes they just dress nice because they want to dress nice. Sometimes they decide to dress as sexy Gandalf because they want to find, a nice Boromir to spend the evening with some nice red wine and a nice roaring fire and a bear pelt.
Oh man, that's just
I like
weird.
how he did that.
It's just weird thinking about that.
Again, just like ladies' porn, they just call it romance novels. All right, ladies want the same things dudes want, and they go about it a different way. That does not mean that one has the right or the privilege to take advantage of that.
And also,
it all ties into a consent thing. The problem I think the base problem with the whole issue is that anime conventions are places where a bunch of socially awkward people who don't know how to interact with other people get together and interact with other socially awkward people. It's amazing that it hasn't gotten worse than it actually is.
Yeah, I think that just has to do with the fact that most conventions now have a police presence.
Yeah.
That's legit. Like, I'm not even joking on that. I think that's one of the main reasons why it doesn't go down like that.
Yes?
Hello? Oh, it's Robbie!
It's I.
Hey!
That guy.
Hey, matter of fact...
Alright. I think that was a pretty good discussion on everything about it. All in all, cosplay what you want. It doesn't matter. If you love that character, cosplay him. Just be wary. Try to be creative. And have fun, most of all.
Have fun, but be safe.
Yes,
and
have
remember
fun,
that
be
if
safe.
you are going to do something, make sure that you're willing to accept the possible risks that come behind it and be open to the fact that you just might be attractive.
He just essentially said that. He said be safe.
But that's too broad. You gotta be a little specific, though. If you're sexy and you know it, clap your hands.
Yeah. So we'll be back with the next segment of the podcast. So stay tuned, guys.